Question. Have you ever had your kid come home on a Thursday night and say, "Oh yeah, mom, I need a poster board for a project that's due tomorrow," or found out about an expensive field trip the day before the permission slip was due? Or maybe your partner has signed up for some service that's completely going to blow your budget and he did it without telling you. Yeah, me too. And I got tired of being blindsided. So I started doing weekly family money meetings. And I know what you're thinking. B, anybody got time for that? But hear me out. This 20 to 30-minute conversation has saved me so much stress, money, and last minute chaos that I cannot imagine not doing it anymore. So, today, I'm breaking down exactly how to run a family money meeting that actually works without it feeling like a corporate board meeting or a lecture. If you're ready to stop scrambling and start planning with your family, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
Here we go.
Dollar
Shake
bill,
this shit.
yo.
Look, nobody tells you this part about managing money. It's not just your budget, it's your family's budget too. If your family isn't on board with your financial goals, whether that's saving for a house, paying off debt, or just trying to make it through the next month without overdrafting, they will accidentally or intentionally sabotage your efforts. And honestly, it's not because they are trying to mess with you, but because they don't know what's going on. Before I started doing these meetings, here's what was happening: last minute school supply runs, forgotten field trips, birthday party invitations with zero notice, my partner signing up for stuff I didn't know about, groceries that nobody ate going to waste, me saying no to things not because we couldn't afford them, but because I didn't have time to plan. And every single time I felt blindsided. I realized I was working on my finances in a particular way, but my family didn't know what I was doing or why, and they'd accidentally derailed me. I needed them on board, and that meant they needed to know what was going on. But here's what I didn't want: I didn't want money conversations to only happen when something went wrong. I didn't want them to have the association of money and things going wrong. I didn't want them to think, uh-oh, we're talking about money. Something must be bad. Something bad must be happening, because then they'll feel that way when they're adults and need to talk about money with their spouse. Okay. I didn't want to also be a helicopter parent tracking every dollar that got touched. I wanted to normalize talking about money in a way that was supportive and healthy and not stressful. So I created a framework, and it changed everything. Let me tell you what happened after we started meeting weekly. Number one is that my daughter started communicating early and often. She now knows that activities at school have dollar signs, real dollar signs attached to them. So, school pictures, book sales, field trips, birthday parties, sleepovers, sports tryouts, art supplies, projects, they all got dollar signs attached to them. And because she tells me early, I have a fair chance to plan ahead, both money wise and schedule wise. And my answer is more likely to be yes when I'm not blindsided, friend. The second thing is we actually plan meals together now, and I'm not wasting money on groceries. Nobody eats anymore. My family has input on what foods they want, so they take responsibility for what we have and we don't have. And if it's not on the list and we didn't buy it, that's on you. That's on you, boo. That's on you. That's on all of us, but it's really on you. Okay, put it on the list, because I'm not going back to the grocery store, because every trip to the grocery store is a setup. It's a trap to buy something you didn't come for. Food is one of the top three biggest expenses in most budgets. Planning ahead reduces second trips, and it reduces waste, and it saves money. And when the family helps plan, everybody actually eats better. The third thing is that we coordinate calendars now. And so I share what I have going on, and whether that's like I have an oil change this week and I have a doctor's appointment, my daughter shares her schedule. And the point of this is not to be helicopter. I'm not trying to be nosy. I don't want to be all in your business or whatever. And I don't want you to be all up in my business. That's for daggone sure. But by doing this, we're actually supporting each other. And let me keep it real with you. I don't want to disappoint my baby and tell her no. Yes, I know my child's 17. She's still my baby though. I don't want to disappoint her and tell her no when she asks me to do things, but she is not going to stress me out because she wants me to take her somewhere at the last minute. I have client sessions, doctor's appointments, my own poor attempts at a social life. Okay. Also, gas is high as hell. So if you want to go, baby girl, I need to know. And if you wait to the last minute to put it on my calendar, a client or my man might beat you to it. Mama's got to have a life too, girl. Ask Jody. So we coordinate, we plan, and everybody wins. The fourth thing is we plan fun intentionally. I thought it would help my daughter be more mindful of spending if she knew we had family fun funds and she got to help decide how we use them. And it worked. When she knows we're saving for something fun, she's more thoughtful and considerate about random requests. She's thinking ahead instead of just reacting. And this is one of the ways I got her to get excited about random money challenges that I like to do from time to time, like the No Spend September challenge that I do every September. I'll link that video below if you want to check it out. But anyway, she knows it's a major sacrifice to not spend money all month long. But on the other side is often a bigger reward than we typically do for our week to week family fun jar. So she's excited about doing No Spend September because she want to do the big thing. Okay. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that jar later, but trust me, the family fun jar is a game changer. Okay. The next thing is that we celebrate each other now. And so we start every meeting with gratitude and celebrations, what we're proud of each other for, what positive things that we notice. I think this makes the family more receptive to feedback because it's not just bad news. We celebrated each other first. And I love the language shift from things we're doing wrong to areas for improvement or opportunities for growth. It's just more empowering. We also create space for feelings. Sometimes we forget that kids have feelings too. I know how inconvenient they do, though. And we kind of got to care. Also, parents often don't share how they're feeling. And then our family and we have unfair expectations of each other. When we know something is going on, someone's stressed, tired, overwhelmed, excited, we can support them better. We can adjust. We can be kinder. And here's something important. When a member of the family is stressed, it will probably impact your finances. Stress spending, stress eating, needing self care that costs money, gambling, drinking, whatever your vice is, retail therapy. So, financial self care, beginning with actual self care, doesn't stop with you. Everyone in your family needs self care, and we can support that by simply encouraging them to think about it and share it out loud. When you know someone's having a hard week, you can build in support. Maybe that's quality time that costs nothing. Maybe that's a small treat. Maybe it's just giving them some space. Back up for it. Just give me 5 seconds in the bathroom to myself. Leave me alone. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's all I need to keep them from swiping the debit card. I don't know. But you can't support what you don't know about. We ask for help with our goals, not just chores, but not just tasks, but personal goals. My daughter might share that she wants to save for something or maybe learn a new skill, and I might share a business goal that I'm working on. And we talk about how we can support each other because ideally, later in life, we're not suffering in silence trying to do everything by ourselves because we have mastered the skills of asking for support. Yeah. So here's what I didn't expect from these meetings. I didn't expect to learn that my daughter, she had been struggling communicating with her teachers at school and that she was having a hard time making friends at school. I also learned that my partner had been depressed and I missed it sometimes because he was being so helpful to me and he was so good at masking. And I wasn't paying attention to how he was doing. And he definitely wasn't paying attention and noticing how I was doing. My daughter learned that I'm actually a human being. That's crazy, right? I'm not a superhero character. I know. Strong black woman, black excellence, all the things they call us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not a superhero. And she learned that I have sad days too. Days where I'm scared to do something brave at work, days where I'm down on myself or falling off on a fitness goal. And she got excited about the idea that she could help me for once. She could help me with something. And it was so cool to see that something like helping me was actually exciting to her. I felt like I was bonding with my family in a very meaningful way because of these meetings. So we weren't just budgeting, we were connecting. And that's the part they don't tell you about family money meetings. It's not really about the money. If it's done right, it's not. It's about communication, trust, support, planning together instead of constantly reacting and fighting. Now, I have to be honest with you. Okay. I got to be honest with you. My family did this for a long time, but I fell off. I did. When I left my corporate job and I started working from home, I I fell off. I think internally I assumed that it wasn't as necessary to have these intentional checkpoints because I saw them more since I was working from home, especially during the pandemic. But friend, I was so wrong. Also, I was depressed. And during Kwanzaa this year, my daughter and I talked about bringing it back, which is why I'm here making this video. Our family looks different now. It's just the two of us, but the systems still work. And I'm excited because I know we'll be more intentional about keeping our mommy daughter dates that we used to love to do. And whether or not they cost money or they come out of the family fund jar or they are free, we will more than likely do them. And since my daughter is about to graduate high school and go to college, mm, these little moments, this quality time, it means even more to me now. So if you've fallen off from doing something that was working, this is your permission to bring it back. It's never too late. It's just not. All right. So, what does this actually look like? I kind of gave you a general description, right? I'm going to break it down. Okay. I'm going to show you the framework I use, and I'm putting it all on the screen right now so that you can actually screenshot it. These are the questions that we cover in our family meetings. Now, we don't answer every single question every single week. Most of the time we do, but not every week, right? Some weeks we focus more on one section, some weeks we breeze through it. But having the structure means we don't forget to have the conversations. So let me walk you through each section. Section one, gratitude and checking in. We start with what are you grateful for this month? This sets the tone. We're not starting with problems. We're starting with good things. Then we do a check in. How are you feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. This might sound simple, but it's powerful because when someone says, I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm excited about something, now you know. And you can adjust your expectations and support accordingly, right? You know, if they're stressed, right now is not the time to have a detailed, heavy conversation about something. But if they're feeling excited and empowered, you know you can deep dive into some deeper things, right? So if you do this wellness check in the beginning of your meetings, you know what to expect of them for this meeting. Section 2 is about positive observations. So we're asking questions like, what positive things did you observe about each family member this week? This is where we celebrate each other, not just accomplishments, but who people are being. You might say things or hear things like, I noticed that you helped your sister without being asked. I saw you work really hard on that project. I appreciated how patient you were when I was stressed. This is relationship building disguised as money meetings. It's allowing your loved ones to know that I see you, even when you think I don't see you. And it makes the feedback sections easier because people feel seen and appreciated first. So then we can move to section 3, which is about wins and struggles. And so we're asking, what do you feel we did extremely well this week as a family? And what do you feel you did extremely well this week individually? This gives you an opportunity to celebrate the wins, big and small, the wins you guys had as a family, and the wins you feel like you had and want to share with others. Then you can ask, what are some areas you struggled with last week and how can we help? Notice the language. How can we help? Not what did you do wrong? It's giving yourself permission to not have done everything perfectly. The expectation is that you did struggle with something. So it's normalizing needing support. It's making it less weird to acknowledge the fact that, hey, sometimes I ain't superwoman, right? And I struggled with this, and I need you to know I struggled with this. And here's what support would look like for me. Okay. We're creating a culture where it's safe to ask for help because if your family can't ask for help at home, where are they going to learn that skill? Where? Let's move on to section 4, which is where we get into goals and planning. Here, you're going to ask questions like, what are your goals for this week or month? Now, when I say week and month, when I'm breaking down this monthly meeting, know that it's based off of the frequency you want to meet. So I meet weekly, you can meet monthly, you can meet daily. I don't care. But however frequently you are having these meetings, that's what I mean when I say week, month. Okay. So what are your goals this week or this month? How can each member of the family help? This is where we share what we're working on and how we can support each other. This gives you an opportunity to share that you had a goal in the first place. Okay. And then you can follow that up with this question: what personal, professional, or school events or appointments or activities do we need to plan for? So this isn't so much about goals, this is more about planning. Okay. What's on your calendar, friend? What you got going on? What did the school send home that was happening this week? Okay. This is calendar coordination. We're looking ahead, not just this week, but next month too. Field trips, doctor's appointments, work events, birthday parties, oil changes, all of it goes on the family calendar. And that allows us to be able to ask this next question, which we mostly miss because we think our calendar is just a place to budget time. But our calendar is our best chance of being able to budget our money because this is the area that throws most budgets off. You don't know how to budget for your real life. And if it's on the calendar, you have a better chance of being able to catch those things. So you want to ask this follow up question: is there a cost associated with these activities? Because if there is a cost, we need to plan for it now, not the day before. And that takes us to our next session: meal planning. dive a little deeper into this. So, again, family input on meals for this week or month or however frequently you're doing this, okay? We list out breakfast ideas, snack ideas, lunch ideas, dinner ideas, and they're all based on what we already have in the freezer in the pantry, right? So this is how we make it stretch. Like we got food, we need to use it, okay? So we look in the pantry, freeze it, see what we got. What meals can we create that we're excited about creating based off of what we already have? What meals can we create with just a few missing ingredients? That's going to help out your food budget. And then we're going to add family preferences to that list. Okay. Again, food is one of the top 3 budget expenses. Planning ahead reduces waste and it saves money. Then you're going to ask your family, are there any household items that you notice that we need to add to this shopping list? Are we running out of ketchup? Are we running out of sour cream? Are we running out of milk? Do we use that all the time? Are you running out of tampons? Because, friend, child, husband, if it ain't on the list and I don't get it, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not going back. Put it on the list. Okay? As things run out during the week, we add them to the list. So if you're the last person, you know we get real close to the end of the ketchup. Go ahead and add it to the list so you don't got to worry about forgetting. That's ADHD friendly, y'all. That way, we're not buying duplicates, we're not forgetting essentials, and we're not risking going back to the grocery store because, again, every trip to the grocery store is a trap to buy something you didn't come for. You're going to come for milk and you're going to leave with a basket full of groceries and you're going to overspend your budget. So, we want to try to get it right the first time if we can. Okay. Next section. This is the best part, family fun. How will we spend fun time together on purpose? Yes, this is intentional joy. Not just collapsing in front of the TV, but actually planning to have fun together. Game night, movie night, going to the park, whatever works for your family. I don't know. Well, I don't know what's fun to y'all, but intentional, okay? When you plan for fun, it's more likely to happen. And here's where that family fun jar comes in. We actually have 2 jars in our system. Jar number 1 is the money jar. This one's visible, it's tangible, it's exciting. We throw our coins in there, washing clothes, we just throw stuff in there. Okay. We put our family fun money in here. Cash where we're saving for activities that cost money, right? And not everything costs money, but that's where we put the money in there. Okay. When my daughter sees that jar filling up, she knows we're building towards something, a movie, a special outing, a mommy daughter date. Mm, mm, mm. And then we got jar number 2, the popsicle stick jar. And this was my favorite because it is a simple mason jar from the Dollar Tree filled with popsicle sticks. Now, in my house, it's not a mason jar anymore. It's a cute little house that has the popsicle sticks, and I call it the fun house. Call it what you want. You can use any container you want, but a mason jar is pretty simple. So that's how, yeah, use a mason jar. But here's how it works. I got a pack of big popsicle sticks from the dollar store and I passed out an even amount to every family member. So let's say 10 sticks each in a family of 3, because actually my little cousin, she's over here all the time. So I treat her like one of the family members and I've made her part of our family meeting. So we're back to a family size meeting of 3 actually. But anyway, 30 popsicle sticks essentially, right? We all get 10. And each person wrote down a free or cheap activity they wanted to do for the family fun day on their stick. And then we put all the sticks in the jar and mix them up. Okay. Every week, a different person gets to close their eyes and pick a stick. And every week, we're surprised with a new family fun challenge or activity. And we remove that stick from the jar. So eventually, everyone's idea gets chosen before the end of the year. And then we reset the jar. Now, here's why the system is genius. It's fair. No fighting. Everyone gets the same number of sticks, so everyone's idea gets considered. It's varied. You're not just doing the same things or picking the same person's stick every time because you close your eyes, you be, I don't know who's gonna, I don't know where you're gonna be at. Okay. It encourages also for every family member to try another person's version of fun because you know that eventually your version of fun is coming too. And it's unpredictable and it's exciting. And that dopamine hit when you pull a stick and find out what you're doing for the week, chef's kiss. Okay. I still have my old jar, but My family, as I said, it looks different, not just in the number of people, but the age of the people. My daughter is now a teenager, so a 17 ager, actually. And so her idea of fun probably looks a little different than when she was younger and we first set the system up. I think she was like 6 then, okay? So we're gonna update our jars. We're gonna update the sticks with some new activities, but we're gonna use the same exact system, just different activities on there, assuming that, some of them we probably keep. And again, not every activity, in fact, most of the activities, they don't cost anything. Some of our best moments have been completely free, but having both jars reminds us to be intentional about creating those moments together. Actually, you know what? I might do a separate video showing you exactly how to make these jars step by step if you'll like that. Let me know in the comments and I will link it in the description. Okay. This next section is the family finances section. Okay. We did say this was a family finance meeting, right? Weekly money meeting, right? So we got to get to the money. Everybody mad. Okay. Because I am a budgeting coach, right? It's just one part of the meeting, though, not the whole thing, you'll notice. But in this section, we're going to cover family fund funds update. So you're going to ask or let them know how much money we have to date, how you guys can talk about like what you're saving for. If you guys do allowance, this is the time to go over allowance, maybe distribute money. Like think of it like payday for your kids. It's payday. Okay. Oh, it's a good day. It might be a good idea for you to pay yourself on that day too. Do what you need to do with your whatever works for your family, but for your kids, for sure, allowance, payday. Okay. This is also a good time for financial education, financial literacy. So, as a family, you guys can decide on a money topic or challenge of the week or month. Maybe you're learning about saving, maybe you're talking about needs versus wants, or discussing why you are not going to be able to spend your money on something new right now, or maybe it's a money game that you're doing. You want to make time to be intentional about learning about your finances with your family. So it becomes a normal part of your routine and their routine. The goal is to normalize talking about money so that everyone can develop more comfort and confidence expressing financial needs, goals, and concerns. If your kids never see you talking about money, they won't know how to talk about it when they're adults. Now, I already know what some of y'all are thinking, so let me address the common objections. But, Coach B, my partner won't do this. Start small. Maybe it's just 10 minutes on Sunday. Maybe it's just covering the calendar for the week. You don't have to do the whole worksheet at once. And honestly, if your partner won't spend 20 minutes a week coordinating with you about money and schedules and how you feel, that's a bigger conversation you need to have. Just saying. Hmm. Next thing you're probably thinking is, my kids are too young. No, friend. Even young kids can participate in parts of this. They can share what they're grateful for. They can tell you what they want to eat. They can share their feelings. You can adjust the questions to their age, but the earlier you start normalizing these conversations, the better. We don't have time for weekly meetings. Then, friend, you don't have time not to. Think about how much time you waste running to the store for last minute stuff, arguing about schedules, scrambling because you didn't know about an expense, dealing with resentment because someone feels unheard. Uh, uh, what? What you say? 20 to 30 minutes once a week saves you hours of chaos. Yeah. If you don't got time, then you don't have time to not do this. Okay. Now, next thing you're probably saying is, this feels so formal, corporate. It does not have to be. Ours happens on the couch, sometimes in our pajamas, oftentimes in our pajamas, actually. Sometimes we have snacks. All the time we have snacks, actually. The structure isn't about being rigid. It's about making sure we actually have the conversations instead of just hoping they happen. So, if you want to try this, here's how to start. Pick a day and a time, whatever works for your family. Sunday afternoons works for my family. Maybe Saturday afternoons or mornings works for yours. Maybe it's Wednesday evenings, but put it on a calendar and protect that time. Then you got to download the worksheet. The family meeting worksheet is available in my Success Shop for just a couple of dollars. Now, a couple of dollars will save you thousands over time. The link is in the description below. It has all the questions that I just walked you through. Plus, if you want to upgrade to a beautifully bound physical workbook, there is one for each month inside of the planner, half of this financially unfuckwittable budgeting workbook. Plus, over 200 pages of budgeting tools. Okay? You don't have to use every question every week, but having it there means you don't have to forget the important stuff. Then you're going to set expectations. Tell your family what you're doing and why. You're going to tell them, hey, family, we're going to start meeting for 20, 30 minutes once a week to plan together, celebrate each other, and make sure we're all on the same page. Frame it as support, not surveillance. Then let me reiterate this again, because I know I told you twice before. Please, friends, trust me when I tell you, start your meeting with gratitude. Start your day with gratitude, but definitely start this meeting with gratitude. Even if the rest of the meeting is rough, start with something good. Trust me on this. And then I want you to be consistent. The first few meetings might feel awkward because it's new. Okay. That's normal. Keep going. After a month, it'll feel natural. And after 3 months, you won't know how you lived without it. Here's the thing, your family's health, feelings, goals, plans, needs, and wants can impact your budget each month just as much as your own. You can't manage your family's budget by yourself unless your family is only yourself. You need the family on board. And the only way to get them on board is to talk about it regularly, intentionally, without shame or stress. These meetings have reduced our last minute money stress, helped my daughter understand how money works in our household, improved our communication across the board, made us more supportive of each other's goals, and normalized talking about money without fear or shame or guilt. And honestly, it has made us closer as a family, amazingly close. Because when you create space to celebrate each other, share feelings, ask for help, and plan together, you build trust. And trust makes everything easier. Now, if you get comfortable with these weekly household family meetings and you want to take it to the next level, I also have a video on how to host an annual family business meeting with your extended family. Yes, that's the big family. I hope y'all like each other, okay? We talk about the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the siblings, where you coordinate things like family reunions, family vacations, holiday plans, all right? The things that hit your budget hard, okay? Upcoming events, planning for aging parents, talking about estate planning, learning financial literacy as a big family, and maybe even creating a sustainable family investment fund. I'll link that video in the description too, if you'd like it. But start here first. Master the weekly household meeting first, then scale up to the big family meeting. All right, baddies. All right, besties. Here's my challenge for you. Try this for just 1 month. Grab my worksheet from the Success Shop, pick a day, show up, even if it's awkward at first. And then I want to hear from you. Was it helpful? Was it awkward? Was it enlightening? Did your family push back? Did they lean in? What surprised you? Come back to this video, friend. Drop a comment and let me know. Because this work, the real root work, happens in our home. If you found this helpful, Hit that like button, friend. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who needs to get their family on the same page. The worksheet and all of my other tools are linked in the description below in my success shop. I'll see you on the next one. Stay rooted.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
Here we go.
Dollar
Shake
bill,
this shit.
yo.